the goals of meds, and so that you can take home with you what the goals are and see if this would work. So the meditation goal is to practice meditation 2 times daily for 20 minutes. So 40 minutes of your time. On exercise, the goal is to get to 150 minutes of exercise per week, but doing it in a regular basis, 30 minutes at least 5 times per week. And then if you could do that, you can add the strength training, which really helps change the metabolic balance for individuals that are struggling with insulin resistance, with fasting blood sugar levels, etc. On the diet side, we have the rule called the 0, 1, 2, 12. And Lata showed us the way for this. 0 is 0 sugary drinks. 1 is 1 fistful of fruit per day. 2 fistful of vegetables daily at a minimum, and 12 nuts daily. So that's the diet goal. And if you can get the plate method in for as many of the 14 meals, lunches and dinners that you have, it will be a game changer for you. And finally, sleep, which is 7 to 8 hours daily. So those are the goals, assessing your own lifestyle meds as well. So first one is meditation, and the goal of 20 minutes 2 times a day. So this is an anonymous, lifestyle thing. So I would like everybody to take a pencil and kind of write down what your score is. If you don't meditate daily, it's a -2. If you meditate but not daily, it's a -1. If you meditate daily for less than 20 minutes, it's a 0, but it's daily. If you meditate once or twice daily for at least 20 minutes each time, it's a 1. And if you use the transcendental meditation technique, once or twice daily for at least 20 minutes each time, score yourself a 2. So I'll wait a second as you score yourself on your meditation lifestyle score. And remember this number because we're going to add it up at the end to come up with the total score. All right, so super. Exercise. The goal was to get to 150 minutes of exercise per week or 30 minutes 5 times daily. So score yourself a -2 if you do not exercise, if you don't have any structured exercise or physical activity during the week. Yes, 1, you score yourself a 1 if you exercise less than 5 days per week. If you exercise at least 5 days per week for a total less than 150 minutes, score yourself a 0. But if you get to the 150 minutes and 5 days per week, score yourself a 1. And score yourself a 2 if you also include strength training twice a week. So your score would be -1, 2 plus 2. Remember that number, and let's move on. Diet. I told you about the goals, 0, 1, 2, 12. If you remember these 4, no, I do not follow the 4 dietary guidelines daily. If you do not follow any of them, score yourself a -2. If you follow one of the 4 dietary guidelines, score yourself a -1. If you follow 2 to 3 of the 4 dietary guidelines, score yourself a 0. If you do all of the 4 dietary guidelines daily, score yourself a 1. And if you follow all the 4 guidelines daily, plus you utilize the plate method, then you score yourself a 2. Now, if you don't know what the plate method is, you score yourself a 1 or less, depending on where you stand. So score yourself for your diet lifestyle score. That's the 3rd element. And then the 4th element was sleep with a goal of 7 to 8 hours. So if you have insomnia or unmanaged sleep apnea that keeps you from sleeping 7 hours daily, score yourself a -2. If you sleep less than 6 hours daily, a -1. 6 to 7 hours daily is a 0. 7 to 8 hours daily is a 1. Remember, Lata went from the 6 hours to 7 to 8 hours. So she's definitely at the 1. And if she's sleeping before 11 p.m. every day, then that's a 2. So that's your score for your sleep. And that's all of the 4 elements. So now score yourself and add the scores up. for meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep, and see where you are. You will have a number between -8 to +8. And that will be telling in terms of what your next steps are. If you look at your score, and if it is between -8 and -4, you really have to kind of do some deep thinking about, are you really ready to adopt lifestyle meds? Because you are a little bit far from the goals. And clearly, if you are up to it, you will need help to kind of establish it. And so you seek help, figure out who is going to help you get there. For the ones that are between -3 to 1, you have started building up on certain lifestyle factors. And by getting help, you'll certainly benefit and getting some structure to it so that you can find time to do all of the things that we are kind of asking you to look at would help. If your score is between 2 to 4, you may be on a path where self-help will work and perhaps is already working. But getting help and getting some structured help will work better. And if you have a score from 5 to 8, then I would encourage you to actually go to the southasianartcenter.org and sign up to being a coach. Otherwise, sign up for being on the program.